Hi everyone. Before I have explained in detail Hap 4.9, it was a legendary version actually because it's having the flexibility and manual editing of area, volume, everything is possible there. Accuracy of the report was good. So 90% of companies still using 4.9 only, Hap 4.9 version, but we are having the updated 6.2. That's the latest version by Hap. So what all changes that we are having between 4.9 and 6.2, how we can use the 6.2, what all advantages it is having, those things I am going to explain in this. Okay, we can have that session. See, first we can discuss the major differences. Actually, there is not that much changes in the interface of both the software. This is 4.9 version that we have explained before. I have explained before. And this is like 6.2. What are the major differences? See, actually, the first one, GBXML, means we can import green building XML in Hap 4.9 as well. In the BIM sessions we have discussed. Means within Revit we have created our architecture model, and the spaces we have created, the spaces we have converted into GBXML format. The same we have opened in Hap, then we can do the heat load accordingly, right, and cooling load. The same option with the 3D facilities we are having in Hap 6.2. That's the first advantage. And we are having like a default space type now. Yes, space types option we were having in 4.9 as well before, because when we are providing like the space input, here in the space usage we are having different space types, but more advanced with more detail with respect to the space type, lighting load, like means LPD value, power load in watt per meter square value, occupant density, all those details you don't want to take directly from the standard. Rather, it is already default. Preset values are there in the under the project library. For example, when I'm selecting space type, you can create a different space type. Already with respect to ASHRAE 62.1, the ventilation standard. So how much RARP value you have to select, all those things are there. And the lighting load, ventilation load, all those things we can take from the preset value itself. That's advantage. Okay. And the next one, custom schedule. Okay. In 4.9, we were having like schedules we have to create. Correct. We are not having any default schedule there. We have to create the schedule. But when you are coming to Hap 6.2, we are having like a preset, a few preset schedules are there. So you can use the schedule as per your requirement, but if you want to create a new schedule, you can create the new schedule as well. The schedule preparation, everything remains same as before only. Okay, so there is the next one. The third one, then the next advantage, the third one, error report. Because when you are providing your input, if there is any error, if the window height is extending beyond the false ceiling height, or if the window height is extending beyond the slab height, what all error that we are having within the building components and building, and those things, it will generate the error report accurately so that we can find easily the error, accordingly we can correct it. Okay, and also comparing to 4.9, the accuracy of the reports is slightly improved. It doesn't mean that 4.9 report is bad. It was also good only comparing to any other softwares in the market, but it was since it is a newer version, they have considered like it is more accurate now. Okay, so anyhow we can have discussion in 6.2. So remember, nearly a 10-hour video I have means we have already discussed 7 classes of HVAC, means heating and cooling load calculation using Hap software. There I have given a very detailed explanation regarding the weather data, space, systems, plans, everything, how to calculate the U value, and different space types, means how we can consider the ventilation, manual calculation, infiltration, that everything I have given a very clear explanation. So those kind of things I'm not repeating once again. So that's why first you have to finish the 4.9 and you have to do your project in 4.9. Then you can come to 6.2, because I'm not repeating the U value calculation, lighting load calculation, power load calculation, occupant density. Those things I'm not repeating since it is already I have explained that under 4.9. Okay, fine. So now we can start using 6.2. For example, initially I will be explaining GBXML, how we can use the GBXML. I'm starting a new project. You can go to the project session. You can start a new project. Otherwise, from here also you can start a new project, same as before, new project. Okay, so under the new project, we are having like a two tabs, general and project. But comparing to 4.9, more lead versions, no, leadership in energy environmental design, like energy standard or energy what accurate standards we are having now. Anyhow, lead latest version we can apply. Ventilation standard latest you can provide 62.1 only. Energy standard 90.1, but the version you can apply latest. Currency is for analysis. We don't want that one, cost analysis. Under the general, the unit you can select IP or SI metric. I need SI metric. Click OK. Okay. Now, whether you can set before that, how we can upload the GBXML means in the BIM session or the Revit session we have already explained, we will be creating the architecture spaces and after that when we are doing the mechanical, we have created the HVAC spaces and so on. And after that, from it, we have exported that into the GBXML, like a file, XML file. That file we can take here. Means when we are performing building information modeling activity for MEP services, GBXML file we can directly take in like about Hap 6.2. How you can go to the project session, import green building XML file. Okay. And where you have saved it. For example, I have saved one under my desktop Hap 6.2 GBXML. This one I am selecting. Open it. Okay. This is my XML file. Okay. Already the space code created here. This one. Okay. Select it. If you want to find the spaces in 3D format, you can directly go to the 3D. This is a building. As per the input of GBXML, you can see this is a building. Automatically that will create. Now with respect to the spaces and all, we can give the input, then we can proceed accordingly. Correct. Anyhow, those how to give the input and all we can discuss in detail. Okay, so that is advantage. Is the first option. GBXML more sophisticated now. Easily it can create the 3D. And by comparing the error report, if there is any error we are having in the 3D, we can correct and we can proceed accordingly. Okay, so as you know, in Hap 4.9, we have discussed a project. The same project I will be explaining in 6.2. I'll be considering that as G plus 1 plus R. Means like a two-story building, ground, first floor and roof. I'm considering that and we can proceed accordingly. Initially, I'll be creating the report of a single space of training room 1. And after that, I will be doing the complete building. Okay. And by assigning the plan and without assigning the plan, how we can generate the report, that also we can discuss. Anyhow, let me start a new building, not new project, not like this GBXML. I'm just starting like a new one. I'm not saving the previous one. Okay, assign all these things. General, SI metric only. Click OK. Okay. First step, you can save your project now because the project name, save it. Okay. Let's say this is my class project. Okay. First Abu Dhabi Bank. Okay, I have saved it. And now you can provide your weather data. Same like a 4.9. You can select weather. Okay. See, weather data you can select from the software itself. For example, you can go to the select session. Okay. With respect to the latitude and longitude, you can select, or with respect to the space name, you can select. These things we have already explained in Hap 4.9. So I'm not repeating that again. For example, name of your local city, you can select next option. Okay. And the city location you can type. For example, I am typing like Abu Dhabi. You can type. Abu Dhabi. We can select that one. Okay. And you can find the latitude and longitude. This we can take from the internet as well. Click next. Okay. Where it is Abu Dhabi. Here you can see Abu Dhabi. These are nearest climate zones or testing zones. Which one you can select? Abu Dhabi International. This one. You can select this one. Or any other. Sharjah is there. Correct. Align is there. Now you can select or nearest weather testing zones in UAE you can find. Which one you like, you can take that. I need this one. Okay, select this one. List view also you can find the testing stations. From here also you can select, like for example, if you need Dubai. Okay, but you see this one only. So I have selected this one. Click next. So you can find the summer dry bulb temperature, summer wet bulb temperature with respect to the latest climate data. Okay, 2021, I guess. Then finish it. But as you know, you can go to the ASHRAE climate data. From the ASHRAE climate data also, manually you can enter all these things. Okay, manually you can enter all these things. And climate zone. Climate zone. You need to find what climate zone Abu Dhabi will come. You can Google it. Otherwise, you can go to ASHRAE 90.1 standards. Actually, Abu Dhabi will come under one a very hot and humid criteria. Under that zone only it will come. Like India also same only. Or if you're having doubt, we can Google it. Like Abu Dhabi climate zone, let's say 1A. Abu Dhabi falls under the climate zone 1A. From ASHRAE 90.1 energy standard, no, latest version or older version, you can find it that will come under 1A category, very hot and humid condition. So the same you can select. Let me select this one. So the climate zone will come very hot and humid, 1A condition. Every country will be having that one. Latitude, longitude, time zone, elevation, these things we have already explained before. As you know, like what is summer condition, 0.4% cooling condition, like 1% condition, 2% condition. You know that we have already explained this under 4.9. And you have 0.4% cooling condition means like you're having a summer dry bulb temperature of 44.9. 0.4% of 365 days. The temperature will be less than or equal to 44.9. 0.4% means how much days it will come? Less than 2 days, like nearly 1.6 or 1.8 days. Less than that, all the other days like the temperature will be less than 44.9 only. But remaining days, just 0.4% of 365 days, the temperature will be slightly higher than 44.9. So that is safe, because as you know, we are not considering the maximum reported temperature within a space, within a location to do the heating and the cooling load calculation. Then your system will be bulky, right? So the temperature that is existing for maximum number of days we have to design. So that is the right way. So these things, since I have already explained, we don't want to consider this outdoor air carbon dioxide. No, this one you can find what is outdoor carbon dioxide level. You can find this from ASHRAE 62.1, 400 parts per million. That's a preset value. No need to change it. For ventilation, the software will be using. Just design temperature, design solar, simulation data. All these things are same as before. There is not much changes. Okay. Okay. The weather data. We have assigned it. Abu Dhabi. Now, as you know, in Hap 4.9, we have to enter the space area, average ceiling height, everything with respect to manual. No, we have to manually enter. We have to take the data from the drawings, and after that we have to manually enter it. Here the software will automatically find it. We have to upload the drawings there, the PDF drawings. So the software will be automatically calculating with respect to the boundary that we are assigning. So that we can do in second under building floor plan. Building floor plans, select it. I'm selecting a new building, double click. If you want to create a building wizard, means automatically the software will be creating a shape, but that is very limited. This option was there in the Hap 4.9 as well. As you know, like L shape, A shape, U shape, different shapes available, preset shapes are there. Based on that, you can create a building, but not like that. We have to import. I need this one. Import floor drawings. Select it. Click next. How much floor it is? If it is a single level, or if it is a multiple, if it's a single story building, you can select this one, only ground floor if you are having. But if you're having I'm having like a two-story building, like means ground level, first floor, roof. So I'm having a multi-level. Above grade means ground level, above grade, or soil level. Above grade, I am having 2 floor, ground level and first. Okay, so just 2 floor. If the number of floors are more, you can provide there 4, 5, 6. How much you need? Anyhow, I need just 2. You can click here as well. Okay, click next. Okay, now building grade. Whether the building has located on the grade, then you can select this one. Below the grade, if you are having basement, then you can select this one. If it's a single basement. Below the grade, if you are having multiple basement, and how much basement it is, that you can assign here. All levels, complete levels are above grade, then you can select this one. The height also you can assign. Anyhow, the grade is at grade only. Okay, I'm not having any other requirement here. The grade level is at soil level only. You can select at grade. Click next. Finish it. Okay. So when you are finishing it, you will be getting this option. Means your building properties automatically pop up. Here you can provide your building name. Let's say I'm providing that as FAB project. See, the finished floor level under the general section, finished floor level to the top of slab. This is your structural slab only. Okay, top of slab. So this is your slab thickness. It will vary with respect to the structural. It can come 4 inches, 5 inches, means 100 mm, 150 mm. Normally that is 100 or 150. 150 is normal. That you can assign. As you know, this is 3.9 meter only in for Hap FAB project. We have did that project in 4.9. See those. First you just finish 4.9 perfectly, then come to 6.2, 3.9. Suppose if you're having a window here within the floor, if you're having a window sill height, how much height it is, that you can assign here. For time being, I'll be providing that as just 50 mm. And if you're having a false ceiling, if you want to consider your false ceiling, then you can select a ceiling there. And the ceiling height you can assign here, 2700 in our case. And not only that, if you are having from the finished floor level, no, your floor is slightly risen. If you're having a raised floor there, you can select this one. In electrical rooms, DB rooms and all, inside the building, we'll be having raised floor. Through the raised floor only, like electrical services, cable trays, everything will be flowing. Raised floor. How much raised floor? What is the height of raised floor? Here you can provide. Accordingly, the volume of space will get adjusted. The software will be calculating the volume accordingly. Based on that volume only, the software will be calculating the infiltration. Okay, I am not having any raised floor, so I am unchecking it. And also, if the full wall area, if the software needs to consider, as you know, in 4.9 project, in our previous project, like FAB, First Abu Dhabi Bank, we were having a curtain wall. So if the entire wall area has to be considered, in 4.9, the wall area, we will be calculating manually and we are assigning it. Here it is automatically calculating. So if the software needs to calculate the entire, this area, 3.9 meter for the calculation, then no need to assign the ceiling space. Anyhow, I will come back to this once again. Okay, anyhow, I am assigning for time being, floor to ceiling height is 2.7. When I am providing the curtain wall input, this will show error again. We can discuss that, 2.7. Okay, select it. Now, once you have assigned this one, you can go to the next one. Okay, so you can click OK as well. It has created now FAB under this one. You can see FAB project. Okay, double click and open. Floor plan. Now you can upload your floor plan. Either a PDF or a graphical image you can upload. Since I am having PDF, I will be uploading the PDF. We can go to from files, floor plan or images. You can select from files. Select PDF. Okay, where you have saved your file, that you can select. These are the 3 files: ground floor, first floor, roof. I'm selecting all these 3 together. Open it. Okay. So you can see the 3 files that we have uploaded: first floor, ground floor, and roof. Okay. If you want to include all, you can include. If you want to omit, you can click this one. You can provide omit option, so that will get the software will be neglecting it. If you want to include, you can include this one. Okay, ground floor, if you want to omit, you can omit. Ground floor, if you want to select, you can select that. Correct. Or if you want to omit everything, you can omit. If you want to include everything, include everything. Okay. Click next. Means if you are having a lot of drawings in the downside, you can click next, click back. Just a scroll up, scroll down. Finish it. So I have taken 3 drawings. The next step, like you have to scale the drawing, because this for a software point of view, this is just an image or a PDF file. The software is not having any idea regarding the dimension. As you know, this drawing will be having a scale, right? It will be having a scale. On what scale we did the printout? Let me check it. What's the scale of this one? We did this 1:50 at A1. Correct. 1:50 at A1. You have to scale this first. Select this one. Okay, ground floor. Double click and open it. Now you have to set the scale, direction, everything. You can double click and open this ground floor, or you can click edit as well. From here you can edit it. Otherwise you can double click and open. From here, if you want to crop your drawing, I don't want this, as you know the scale 1:50. Okay, if you want to crop it, you can select this one, and after that you can drag a box inside like a rectangle, click it. Now it has selected. See, this is my training room 1. So this is my north direction. This is my north direction. So if you want to set your north direction, where it is, your north, set north orientation to the upside or right side, or if it is downside, or if it is left side. Okay, or if it is 45-degree exact angle. For example, if you want to provide some angle for that, for example 60-degree, okay, accordingly that will get adjusted. Or if you want to manually scale it, for example, under the sketch option you can select, click a point, and after that you can see on what angle you have to adjust it. On that angle you can set it. Okay, anyhow, in my case that is this side only, no, north side. So I'll be selecting a right side, the north one. Okay, now the scale, you know the scale, that is 1:50. Select it, because this drawing has printed in 1:50. You can select this one. Okay, if you're having any doubt, actually this ceiling tile, no, the grid size is 600 mm only. This grid size, any non-distance you can mention, any non-distance you can check. So this grid size is 600 mm. You can check it whether that is correct or not. Top side we are having like a measure option. Select it. From this point to this point is getting like 595, nearly 600. Correct only. So the scale is correct. But if you don't know the scale, manually also you can assign. For example, instead of here we are familiar with the scale, that's why we have selected 1:50. Otherwise you can go to the set scale, sketch option, any non-distance. For example, you can click here, then the final point here, and type it how much it is. You can provide 600 mm, click OK. So accordingly the software will be scaling. Means if you know the scale 1:50, 100, whatever it may, that you can assign. If you don't know, then you can go to the scale option, any non-distance. In the plan shift we have a study at the time of quantity surveying and estimation. You can go to the sketch option, you can select this one. From the starting point and end point, you can select, click first point, click the next point. It will automatically pop up a screen, a tab. There you can type the dimension, click OK. Okay, so since we are familiar, we are not doing anything here. Select it. Okay, click OK. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom select option, all those things are there. Okay, so the name of this drawing, if you want to change, you can change now. Let's still keep it ground floor. Okay. Okay, now every drawing you can do accordingly, but The same we did in the ground floor. If you want to copy in first floor and roof, then that is easy. Correct. For example, you can select this one. Select top side, we are having copy option. Copy this. Then you can select this one, paste it. Select this one, paste it. Okay. So the first symbol you can see, this is scale option. This means the drawing has scaled. The second one, orientation, means the orientation is there. North has assigned. So that's why two symbols we are having. Okay. So general has done. Floor plan images we have finished. Now we can move to the levels. Levels we have to assign. Means how much levels? Level 1 is what? Level 2 is what? Accordingly. You can find here we are having two levels, level 1 and level 2. Okay. Level 1, I need ground floor. Level 2, I need first floor. Then I need a roof as well. We can assign that one. And the drawing also has to be exported here. Sorry, imported here. Level 1, just go to edit option. Okay, this is level 1. For time being, the level 1 name I'm providing as ground floor. Okay. I'm providing that as ground floor. Position at grade only we have provided in the starting. So you can see the level to level height is 3.9. Floor to ceiling height is 2.7. Window bottom sill height is 50 mm. If you want to provide the same that we have provided under the general section, the same you can use. But if you want to override, only for this ground floor, if you want a specific consideration, you can go to the overall. Means override general default option, not override. So what is the level height? What's the ceiling height? If there is rise to floor, correct. Specifically for ground floor, if you need a separate condition, that one you can assign here. But I need the same before, so I'm not changing this one. Click OK. Okay. Now this is my ground floor. You have to select your drawing now. We have to take the drawing right here. You can go to the choose option. From the choose option, the drawings that we are having under the floor plan you can select. Okay. Come to the levels. Choose option. Select the ground floor. Okay, we have assigned. Now what I need, the position, I need to correct it. For example, see the software will be automatically generating a 3D. For your knowledge, if you are going to 3D, it has not generated since we have not assigned anything. Space we have not created, that's way. So, so when you are arranging your levels, so this should be your ground level. But if the first floor also should come on the exact level above. But if the first floor is located somewhere here, means the orientation, the location of the drawings are not proper. The 3D will come like this. This is ground floor, first floor, roof. No, it will not be properly oriented, right? So that's why we have to provide some marker. With respect to the marker, the drawing has to be arranged perfectly. That I'm going to do now. See, for time being, I need to rotate it. Remember, when I'm rotating, the direction will also rotate. It will not happen anything for the direction. Only in the image I'm doing this one. I'm selecting this one. Rotate it. Okay. I'm rotating this to the left side. Okay. Once again, I'm rotating that to the right side. I need that 180 degree. Or if you need that 90 degree. As per our requirement, we can rotate it. Anyhow, I have rotated like this. This is my training room because this is a space I am going to do that. Again, if you want to 90 degree clockwise, 90 degree counterclockwise, upside, right side, different rotating options we are having. Okay. But with respect to the direction, for example, north. If you want to show, as you know, like this is our north option. This is the training room one. And see, as I told once again, this I have explained in 4.9 training rooms and all, the same project only. Okay, so here it is north. So in level as well, when you are rotating with respect to the north, if you need right side, this is a north. North if you need downside. North if you need upside or left side. Upside. Correct, this one. So now Okay, now you can adjust it. For example, we are having an option called add marker option. Now the floor plan is locked only. Here you can see. That's why it is not moving. If you are unlocking it, you can move it. Correct. If you need to pan it, okay, zoom in, zoom out, everything with respect to the mouse scroll button only. Mouse middle button you can use to zoom in, zoom out. If you want to scroll it, mouse middle button using, you can move it. Otherwise, the mouse left button you can click and hold, then you can move it. If it is not moving, the meaning is it is locked. You can unlock it, then you can move it. Okay, you can move it like this. See, the next marker. With respect to the marker only, the orientation we will be correcting. So I'm unlocking this position of marker and I'm just selecting add marker option. Select this one. This is a marker. Now you have to assign your marker. Any common point. See, this point I'll be considering as a common point. If it is there, otherwise let me select it, roof also it is. Any common point we have to select. You can go to the ground option or this point, this one, no? This point I'll be considering as the marker. This is a marker I am moving. I have placed my marker there. Okay. Slightly. Now lock position, lock drawing. Okay. This is my ground floor only. Now you can see my level 2 edited. That is my first floor. As you know, if you want to adjust all these things, you can. Otherwise, the same if you can select. Take the drawing for first floor. Okay. Choose option. Select first floor. We have not cropped the first floor. No problem. If you want to crop it, you can do. You can go to the floor plan. First floor. If you want to crop it from the crop session, you can do that. Okay. Okay, the orientation is same only here. Okay. See, this marker should come here. This marker should come here. Correct. Then only the orientation common point, with respect to the common point we have to place. So you can unlock both. Okay. Now what you have to do, the marker you should not move, the drawing you should move. Because if you are moving the marker from the ground level itself, the marker will move. So the marker you should, once you have fixed your marker in the bottom level, you should not move the marker, rather you can move your drawing. So marker should be always in locked position once you have set. Drawings you have to move. Then on the same point you have to keep it. Okay. Otherwise the 3D will not generate perfectly. Okay. Now lock position. Now ground floor and first floor is having the same point, origin. Now you can create the roof. So roof is not there. Now only 2 floors we are having. No problem. You can create it. For example, if you want to delete the ground floor, you can select ground floor, remove it, it will get deleted. Correct. Or if you want to add a new floor, here you can see we are having an option called add option. Select add option. Okay. So what you are trying to add? Yes, definitely we are trying to add a new level. Whether that is an occupiable level, means people are there, air condition is mandatory, or if it is a roof level. I'm creating a roof level only. Select a roof level. Okay. And where is the position of roof? The position of roof at grade, it is not possible, right? So roof should be above a specific level. Sometimes it might be above ground level, or sometimes it might be above first floor, second floor, whatever. So where your roof has located, above level only, below level, bottom level. Sometimes below, if you're having 2 roof, below level can also come, but it is, in case of roof, it is not possible, right? Because a roof should be always above a specific level. That's why above level, you can select first floor. Okay. And content, what? It's a floor plan. Only the exterior perimeter has to be created, means just to create a floor plan and create the exterior perimeter. Remaining things we don't want. Just create as an empty level. We need that as an empty level. Okay. And the name it is asking. Now you can see there is a roof level. You can edit it. A roof level you can edit. The name you can keep like a roof. Position is above first floor only. Okay. Now the roof drawings you can take, select roof, choose option, roof. Okay. Marker is there. Marker has to be moved to here. Okay. So the drawing lock position you have to move, and this has to be adjusted there. Lock it. Okay. Still the 3D has not created because we have not created the space. That's why. So you can see now we have placed our ground floor, first floor, and roof. Fine. As I told, initially I'll be doing the heating and the cooling load calculation for training room 1, and after that I will be moving to full building. Training room 1 I'm having in ground floor only. Ground floor training room 1. This one I'll be doing first. Okay. That's why I'm moving to the next step. These things I will come back again. Space, opening, all these things will come back. We can go to the wall, spaces and roofs. Walls, spaces and roofs. We have to assign it. For example, I'm just going to give the input of training room 1. Okay. First I'll be creating a single space. How we can create, if it is a purely rectangular space, you can select the rectangle here in the top set under the tool section, click the rectangle. Where is the border? From the here. You don't want to omit any columns and all here. In Hap 4.9, we will be omitting the columns. Accordingly, we will be calculating the floor area. Here it is not mandatory because those option is not there. Okay. If it is a rectangle, you can select it. Click and hold the first position and the last one. Okay. This is space. Now the space has created. Click escape. You can go to the 3D. Now you can find that space. By clicking and holding the mouse left button, you can scroll it. You can go back to the walls and spaces again. Double click and open this one. What is the name? Name of space. Now it is unnamed space only. You can provide this as ground floor training room 1. Okay. Multi-level unmodeled space. What is the difference? Multi-level means sometimes your space will be double height. Correct. In case of malls and all, you might have witnessed the entrance. This is the entrance area. Okay. So only in the entrance area, the height will be, instead of, this is a single floor, this is a 2-story or 3-story, whatever it may. So if the height is beyond a single floor, that is called a multi-level. Then we can assign. If it is a double height or triple height area, then you can consider that as a multi-level consideration. This one. Okay. Unmodeled space or portion of building means, for example, in our scope, we will be doing the heating and the cooling load calculation of training room 2, and we'll be doing the heating and the cooling load calculation of this corridor area. We'll be doing the heating and the cooling load calculation of this lobby area. Means ground floor training room 1 is already an existing space. But still, if it is an existing space, sometimes no partition heat transfer can come. And also the software needs to identify that there is a space and this wall is not directly exposing to the atmosphere. So that's why in any renovation or existing type of building, if you don't want to consider this space, but even though the heat load from this space is matter for other spaces due to partition heat transfer, direct exposure and all, then this one you can consider as a unmodeled space. Okay. But anyhow, I need to model it. Okay, it is not an unmodeled space. I need to find it. So I'm not considering both. It is not a multi-level, it's a single level only. It is not an existing space, so I need to calculate it. Then only for this space, for example, the entire ground floor, we are having a height. Okay. Entire building also we are having height. So only for ground floor, if you want to change the height option, you can change here. But even though the entire ground floor is having different a specific height option, only for the training room one, if you need a specific height option, that you can select there. You come there, select it, ceiling space. If you want to adjust, you can provide, customize it. Same as level, then you can select it. It is not editable. If you want to edit it, you can edit. Only for training room one, we can edit it. Now you can see the raised floor. If you're having raised floor, you can assign. If you're not having, avoid it. Anyhow, I'm keeping the same as ground floor. Save this one. So this is my space. Okay. Now in this space, this is the exposed wall. These are inside walls only that I need to assign. The wall type, wall properties, everything I have to assign. Or if you want to delete your space, you can click and you can delete it. It won't go. Rather, you have to click the boundary. Click the boundary, delete it. If you want to join that once again, instead of rectangle, you can go to the perpendicular option. Then you can click it. Then click escape. It may go. Like that you can do perpendicular. But one more point also there for perpendicular. Otherwise, diagonal you can select. You can close it. Now it is closed to space only. The boundary has not closed. It won't identify the space. So if the boundary is closed, you can do that. Okay. So that's why this is rectangular space. You can make inside. And but if it is not perfectly rectangular, like a training room 2 and all, you can do one thing. You can select diagonal. Select diagonal. Okay, you can move like this. Okay, then you can move like this. Click, then click like irregular shapes and all. You can use diagonal to make. Here to here, like that. Okay, perpendicular means you have created one. Then from here, now perpendicular to that, you can make one. Correct. With respect, automatically it will be identified. For example, I am not having this one. Okay, I need to close this one. You can select perpendicular, click this point, and after that, when you are moving, you can see it is identifying that one. It is coming like a perpendicular. Then you can close it. The corner and all you can easily close by the help of perpendicular. Okay, anyhow, I don't want this one, so I'll be deleting the boundary. You can click and delete the boundary. Okay, so I have created the space. So either perpendicular or rectangle or diagonal, anything you can use. Okay, so it's not unnamed space. It is ground floor, training room 1. Since I have deleted the first one, save this one.